Ellie here, and here to do a little bit more shoulder movement work with you and show you some things that you can do. Some of this stuff will be done on the floors with various things, and some of it I'm just going to do right here. But before we get started, I'm Ellie. I help people get out of pain. I help people move better. I help people take charge of their own wellness and health. So the first thing I want to say about some of this work that I'm going to do, and yesterday I did a little bit with a lacrosse ball in the back of my shoulder, and today I have, where is it? Oh, I have a massage hook that I'm going to show you. And what I want you to know is that these tools, in my opinion, are not to be used to dig in, to like find a spot and drill it. Some people like that kind of intensity in their body work and get that from some massage therapists. But I think, so for me, the whole thing about moving in your body and your muscles and your pain and your, all of this stuff, it's all got to do with your nervous system. And in my opinion and my experience is that, and I've talked about this before, if you have an issue somewhere in your body, it may not be coming from that spot. It may be coming from somewhere else. And so our body is wrapped and with fascia. It's not just wrapped, it's intertwined throughout all the tissues. It attaches to the bone and the muscles and all of that stuff. And so if you are having an issue, say in your wrist, then you might be feeling some stuff in your shoulder or the other way around. You can see that the fascia will, kind of like this stretch band, if I turn it this way, if I walk around like that, then that's causing some issues in my body. And so when I do movement and a pin and stretch type movement, I'm looking for lengthening in that fascial tissue. I'm looking for coaxing really your nervous system, and to let it know that it can let some of that go. And so I caution you against doing this kind of really digging in work. And so that's what I'll say about that. What I wanted to show you, and I forgot yesterday, is that we did the moving in the shoulders, kind of letting it be like a pendulum and just let go of all the tension in that shoulder by swirling the arm around. You can do a similar thing with a pole. If you have an issue, say in this shoulder, and this arm does not like to go up, I'm okay, but if your arm stops around here and you have to do some other thing to get it up higher, you can use a pole and play with that movement. And what I'm trying to do with this is, this arm is just loose and relaxed. It's not active. This arm is pushing the pole. But you have to do it in small sort of increments to get it to move beyond where the pain is. And just so you notice that this arm up here at the top is just relaxed as much as it can be while I'm holding it up with this other arm. And you can do it the other way too, if you want. So that's one movement. I talked about the other day, a smaller diameter foam roller, and that's what I mean. I like this foam roller. I am going to use it today. And we talked yesterday about the shoulder being connected to the torso by the big muscles, the lat, and muscles in the ribs. And we actually get a lot of tightness. If you go like this into your ribs and feel, you might feel some tender spots. You also might feel tight spots. There should be a little bit of space in between those ribs, and you might feel that it's tight. That's going to affect your shoulder. So if you want to address those muscles or the tightness in the ribs, you can lie on your side on this foam roller and find a spot that's got some intensity to it, but is also tolerable. Okay, you can hold yourself up a little bit so that you're not leaning completely in if it's painful to do this. But you can also try and just relax your head down. And as you do this, actually, you're opening up this side as well as the other side. But you can, when you take a breath in, put your hand on the ribs and take a breath in and try to feel those ribs open up. And another breath in and up, and try and get your body to just relax into that foam roller. I'm not using the foam roller the way some people do, just kind of rolling my body on it. I'm actually using it just to pin at that spot, and then I'm allowing my breath and maybe some mindful, really slow movements to move that part of my body. You can adjust that roller around to different parts. You can go right up under the armpit. And when you get into a spot like this, if you can move your body, you can bring the arm forward, bring it back. You're sort of rocking under here on that spot. These are tender spots. So go slow. Remember, we're working with your nervous system and the fascia. And I'm rotating my arm as I do this because that is connected. I can feel that where that foam roller is, and I rotate this way and that way. And then sort of, remember I said a while ago, I said that we should always be assessing, like take a breath, feel how does that arm move? And even though I don't feel like I had any issues with this shoulder, I do a little bit that I try to ignore. Do you do that? I feel a difference all under here. Where I do feel tension and tightness is this part of my arm. Elbow, the forearm, the bicep. Some of that's due to shoveling the snow this winter. So another way to create movement, so this ball actually needs a little bit of air, but softness is okay. We don't want a really hard ball, but if you have a ball like this, you can even just use a children's bouncing ball that you can get at the dollar store. You lie on your side. Let's try this. No, I already worked this arm. Let's work this arm. Lie on your side. And I'm going to use this. I use this roller. It's perfect for this, just to rest my head. And I'm on my side. I'm trying to line myself up. So my head's back, my ears over my shoulder, over my hip, over my knees. And I'm just going to roll forward. And this is that beginning of some core movement. So when the hip right here, this greater trochanter, moves forward, then the rest of my upper body follows. When it rolls back, my upper body follows. This is where the movement starts. And so when you're moving in this direction and you keep going, and let this top arm be relaxed, it will reach up. You just go back and forth. I'm going to get rid of the foam roller because that's not helping me. There we go. And not only are you getting movement in that arm and shoulder, you're feeling, hopefully you're looking for to feel connections. So when you roll forward, then the leg reaches out and down, and the ribs come up, and the arm comes up. So you're connecting the hip movement through the ribs up into that shoulder. Now that might be too much to go that far. If that's the case, then you can rest this arm on that ball and just feel how when you rock your pelvis and your hips forward, your arm follows. There's a connection. And breathe. So those are some movements you can do to help with your shoulder stiffness and shoulder issues. Feeling pretty good. I did bring, as I said, my massage hook. Now, I'm not sure if you can find these that look like this anymore. There are different kinds that you can find if you go to the websites and look for a massage hook. So this knob, and some of them have knobs all over the place. So this knob, we're looking to put it, so this, I use this when I'm having trouble with this trap that gets tight. But again, I'm not just pressing in and digging. I'm going to hold it there. Maybe I'll move it up a little bit. Yeah, there. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my arm. And I'm going to internally rotate, maybe bring it back here. And I'm breathing, and again I'm moving slowly. Externally rotate that arm, maybe bring it up here. You want to see if you can find a place. Oh, when I do that, it feels more intense, would be the word. And just move, and then maybe shrug the shoulder. Forward and now the other way. Moving slowly. Again, you're exploring, you're being mindful with this. This side I'm going to do it slightly different, because sometimes our shoulder issues come from the arm, sometimes it comes from the neck, or vice versa. Neck issues could come from the shoulder. So I've got that in there again, and this time I'm gonna let that arm come down, and actually I'm gonna reach it straight down to touch the floor. take a breath, and I'm just going to turn my head slowly, and then I'm going to nod. And then come up, and nod again. And then up, and then I'm going to turn my head even more, and I'm going to nod here. And I'm breathing, and I'm moving slowly. I'm feeling that tissue sort of lengthen. And I'm just moving in one direction at a time. I'm not rolling my head all over the place. So those are a couple of things that we can do. I think what I'll do is I'll show you another one. Yesterday we were on the wall with the ball, wall on the ball. Today what I'm going to do is lie on the floor, and I'm going to place this lacrosse ball, make sure you can see me, there. Now because it's a big, sort of a big ball, I can't really lie flat on my back because it's a little too big. I mean, I could play with that. Maybe, yeah, no, I can't lie flat on my back. But what I can do now is first put my arm in a nice position where I can sort of relax into that ball and breathe into it. And that might just be enough to help you or to help me. But also, I can slowly move my arm around, and I can actually move my body a little too. I'm going to bend the elbow and bring it back. And really what I'm doing is I'm just playing with all those movements. So I'm going to keep my elbow mostly bent and just go up and down into that space. And then I always just like to lie on the floor. Now I did a lot more work on the right side than I did on the left. And actually my whole right side, from the leg all the way up, feels flatter on the floor. So maybe I will have time to, after I say goodbye to all of you, to do the other side. And then I'll feel a little more even. How do your shoulders move? Maybe tomorrow I can talk a little bit about or do some movement work for my arm. We'll see. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much.